On today's episode of The Warehouse, this is Turbofan Propstart, a Michigan-based hobby pilot making synthwave, inspired by his dad's old collection and using pretty much anything he can get his hands on. He produces sweet vibes that feel like somewhere you've been before.
Well, outside of the usual, go through school music stuff, I grew up around my dad having synthesizers, actually, primarily in Sonics and Juno 106s. So, not surprisingly, that kind of played an influence on things. After high school, dabbled a little bit, I got an Ensoniq VFX SD. Or actually, no, it wasn't the SD, it was just a regular VFX. And did a little stuff, but just noodling around, really. Nothing serious, nothing recorded, really. And then, probably about May of 2019, so relatively recently, I guess, is when I really decided to get into music production. So, for my DAW, I'm primarily all in the box. I do have a couple hardware synths, but most of the time I'm in the box using soft synths. So Reaper is my DAW. In terms of the actual soft synths I primarily use, I use Kilohertz Phase Plant a lot, UVI Falcon a lot. I also use the various Arturia soft synths a bit as well, so just various tools as the job requires.
Our first song today from Turbofan Propstart is called I Wish. Enjoy. even for those not around for the birth of synth music or even synth wave, there's a kind of nostalgia in this music. It seems familiar somehow, like you may have heard it somewhere before. And if you've been in some obscure corners of the internet, it's quite possible you have.
There's a architecture channel by a guy, Guminius Kardikis, that I follow because he does a lot of 3D modeling videos regarding a 3D program that I use called Rhino 3D, and so I've offered some stuff and he's used some stuff in his videos, and then I've also got, I think, one spot in a Sacred Cow Shipyards video used for the hold music in the video, if you could find it, which is kind of amusing. So you should go search for it.
So, Turbofan Propstart is a man with some interesting hobbies, like 3D modeling, piloting aircraft, architecture, and synthesizers. And somehow you can hear all of it in his music, which he shares openly for everyone to find.
Best way to find my work, I'm on, the usual streaming platforms, YouTube, Spotify, whatever else DistroKid hits up, because that's who I go through. I also have a Bandcamp page as well, so turbofanpropstart.bandcamp.com.
All of the music in today's episode was provided by Turbofan Propstart. If you enjoyed today's music, go hit up those links that you heard earlier. YouTube, streaming services, Bandcamp, and get some more of this nice synthwave action. We're going to wrap today's episode up with one more track from Turbofan Propstart. This one's called Synthliner. And that's going to do it for this episode of The Warehouse, guys. Join us every Saturday right here on WDRB Media, 6:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for more music from independent artists. If you are an independent artist and would like to have your music featured here on The Warehouse, then shoot us an email at shatteredviewmusic@gmail.com.